Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps out, especially click that little icon that looks like a bell because it'll give you alerts as to when I'm playing next. So this is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20 for the PlayStation 4. The name of the created franchise is the Bronx Knights. It is my intention to play every inning of every game of a 162 game schedule. This is game number 147. There's only 15 games left before the playoffs, which I've already probably clinched up a spot. But World Series obviously is what you shoot for when you play a franchise. It's hopefully I make the World Series and win it. So anyway, the standings as they sit are on the screen right now. They've been wedged into the AL West, the Bronx Knights. As you can see, they're in first place on September 11th. The Knights are 95 and 51. They have a 14-game lead over the Texas Rangers. So let's jump into the schedule. It's a 4-game set against the second place Texas Rangers at home at Classic Yankee Stadium. As of right now, the Texas Rangers are leading 2-1 in this best of 4. We won 9-5, and then they took 7-5 and 12-4. They pretty much gave us the big smackdown in the last game. So this Thursday afternoon game to finish the 4-game set, hopefully I can return the favor. Let's rock and roll. Play game. Okay. Play full game. We are the home team at Classic Yankee Stadium, like I said previously. Looks good. Madison Bumgarner is the starter. He's 12-4. And the only person who's not going to play, well, actually, you know what? Termini will be Lindor, and Milo will be Perez. And that is how we will rock in this game. Skip. Here we go. These are your lineups. This is Bronx Knights Baseball on MLB The Show, PlayStation 4. I'm excited for the playoffs. Anyway, no simulated innings, no skipped games. Every game is on YouTube up to this point and throughout the playoffs. The difficulty setting is on All-Star for hitting and pitching. Let's rock and roll. So, welcome to the Bronx Classic Yankee Stadium as the Texas Rangers visit the Bronx Knights. On the mound for the Knights is veteran Madison Bumgarner. He's 12-4 with a 3.90 earned run average. And leading off for the Texas Rangers is Johnny Damon, hitting an even 300, 15 homers, 66 runs batted in. Left-handed hitter. First pitch of the ball game from Bumgarner. In there, strike one. Knights are 95 and 51, good for first place in the AL West. That is Jacob Salazar at shortstop and Max Lukulich in center field. So here's the next pitch to Damon. Pops it up. Roberto Perez jumps out of his crouch but cannot make the catch, so it's a strike. Counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. And it's a lazy fly ball towards right center field. Back goes Lo Cicero to make the catch. First out here in the top of the first. Lineup for Texas Rangers. Johnny Damon's in center. Ben Zobrist at second. Ernie Banks at short. Jorge Soler is in right. Eddie Murray is at first. Pudge Rodriguez is your catcher. Michael Toglia is your DH. Minnie Minosa is in left. And Joe Rizzo bats ninth and plays third base. So up next with one away is Ben Zobrist, the second baseman. 264. 14 homers, 56 runs batted in. Steps in against Madison Bumgarner. Takes strike one. Misses low and inside with the curveball. Zobrist is super hot in his last handful of games. He's 11 for his last 19. Fouls off the fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Zobrist. And he pops him up. Mattingly makes the catch for the second out. So with 2 away, up steps Ernie Banks, hitting .309, 43 homers, 110 RBIs here in mid-September. right-handed batter. Hall of Famer. High strike, count as 0-1. Ernie Banks, I believe, was a shortstop for the Chicago Cubs in his heyday. I think in the 60s and 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Low strike now. Big strike zone for the home plate umpire. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. And he bounces up. Out of the crouch comes Perez. Fires to first in time. Nice play. It was basically a swinging bunt. And the side is retired. So half an inning gone by. Texas Rangers nothing. Bronx Knights coming to bat. So on the mound for the Texas Rangers is Catfish Hunter, 14-8, the 4.27 earned run average. And leading off for the Bronx Knights, Mighty Max Luklich. Max is hitting .313, 4 homers, 39 RBIs. He also has 34 stolen bases as the Knights leadoff hitter. And he yanks the fastball down the right field line. Check that. Strike 1. So Catfish Hunter has a career 299 hits in this 299 wins in this fictional universe. So this would be win number 300 for him if he were to be victorious. Slashes it to left. Minoso over by the line in foul territory, makes the catch for the first out of the ball game for the Bronx Knights. Knights lineup: Max Luklich is in center, Don Mattingly at first, Chris Ramos at second, Michael O'Rourke in left, Jacob Salazar is at short, Benny Lo Cicero in right, Matt Saps is your DH, Francisco Lindor gives Matt Termini a day off at third, and Roberto Perez gives a day off to Anthony Millo behind the plate. Pitches high to Don Mattingly, hitting .332 on the season, 23 homers. No, he called the strike, pardon me. This one is high, so instead of the count being 0-2, the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Don Mattingly. And that's a deep drive, but playable for Soler in right. And there's 2 away. Just got underneath it. So next up is perhaps the most feared hitter in the American League. He plays second base. He's a switch hitter for the Knights. His name is Chris Ramos. He's hitting .355 with 58 homers and 150 RBIs. All 3 of those categories lead the American League. He is in hunt for the Triple Crown and the Most Valuable Player award. So he's up with 2 away here in the bottom of the first against Catfish Hunter. And that's a deep drive, but I think Damon will run it down. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Catfish Hunter. And at the end of 1, no score here in the Bronx. I need to raise the volume a little bit on my TV set. Leading off here in the top of the second, Jorge Soler hitting .266, 26 homers, 91 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Soler in this fictional world has 238 career home runs in 10+ seasons. It's the year 2024 in this franchise. Breaking ball low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. In real life, right now, as I play, it is the spring of 2021. Late on the fastball, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. However, in the franchise on the PS4, it's obviously the fall of 2024. So it's a few years in the future, according to the video game system. Again, late on the fastball, count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. In any event, it's late September. Bronx Knights are a cinch to win the division, the AL West. Reaches, fouls off the low fastball, fights him, stays alive. Question is, how many wins will they get? Misses inside with the fastball, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Soler. I mean, I don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, but it seems like 100 wins is well within possibilities. Strike 3 called. Soler thought it was low. So that's the first out of the second, first strikeout for Bumgarner. So Eddie Murray, the switch hitter, first baseman, Okay, he's 9 for his last 20. That's a 450 clip. Overall, he's hitting 324, 28 homers, 101 RBIs. Batting from the right side against the lefty Bumgarner. Hard ground ball, deep in the hole, short. Salazar throws in time, 2 away. Nice play by Salazar. Instead of backhanding it, he did his best to get in front of it. And he had a strong throw to first. Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, 293, 21 homers, 80 RBIs. Won the Gold Glove Award last season for catcher in the American League. At the knees, strike 1. Fouls off the cut fastball. Count is 0-2 on Pudge. Just misses high. Count is 1-2. Bumgarner makes a long stare into the home plate umpire. I thought he had that one. But the count is 1-2 on Pudge. Ground ball up the middle and through. It is a 2-out single for Rodriguez. And the inning will continue. Here's the replay. So next up is Michael Toglia, switch hitter. He's batting .342 with 13 homers and 52 RBIs. Young star playing for the Texas Rangers. Ground ball through the right side and through. It is another 2-out hit. And now there's 2 runners on and 2 away for the Rangers. So Minnie Minoso, the left fielder, steps up to the plate. He's a little bit of he's not exactly a road warrior. His average is 266 on the road. Overall, he's hitting 298, 28 homers, 73 RBIs. However, he has played well in this particular series on the road. In there, strike 1. And that's a lazy fly ball to center. There is Lukulich. Makes the catch to retire the side. So they strand 2. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on at the end of 1.5. There's still no score here in the Bronx. Leading off the bottom of the second is Michael O'Rourke, 341, 34 homers, 106 RBIs. He also has, I think, 26 steals. So he's a complete player. Swing and a miss at the fastball from Catfish Hunter. Strike 1. Michael O'Rourke was the starting left fielder for the American League in the American League's All-Star game. In this year's All-Star game. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Checks a swing outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count 3-1. Salazar is on deck. And he floats it out to center. Easy play for Johnny Damon. And there's 1 away. So far, Catfish is under control. Defensive alignment for the Texas Rangers in the outfield from left to right. Minoso, Damon, Soler. And in the infield from left to right, it's Rizzo, Banks, Zobrist, Murray, and Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. Gold Glove winner last season. So next up is the switch hitting shortstop Jacob Salazar, 326, 16 homers, 94 runs batted in. Takes high, ball 1. 94 RBIs is a career high for Salazar, but of course he's looking for that century mark. Outside, count is 2 balls and no strikes. Love to get 100. There's an opportunity for 6 of the 9 starters to have 100 or more RBIs. Ground ball to the first baseman. Eddie Murray takes it himself to the bag, 2 away.
Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 38.
So next up is the right fielder, Benny Cicero, 305, 33 homers, 121 RBIs. He was on the All-Star team for the American League. He did not start in right field, but he did play. And again, another ball hit down to Murray, tosses over to Catfish, covering, steps on the bag, and retires the side. So at the end of 2, still no score here at Classic Yankee Stadium. So we go to the top of the third. Up steps Joe Rizzo. 4 for his last 28. He is ice cold. Overall, he's hitting .242. He also has 9 homers and 37 RBIs. He's the number 9 hitter for the Rangers. And he grounds it, backhanded by Francisco Lindor at third base. Throws across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 away. American League West standings, as you can see, the Bronx Knights lead the league, lead the division, that is, 95 and 51, and the Texas Rangers are in second. They're 14 games back. Texas Rangers are currently in possession of one of the American League's wild card spots, so even though they have no chance of winning the division per se, they definitely look forward to making a statement here in this series in case there's a playoff matchup. Johnny Damon, in his second at-bat, takes a strike. Johnny has 47 doubles on the season. That's a lot of doubles. Slicing, out of play, strike 2. He nubs the cut fastball, foul, down the third baseline. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the third. And again, just gets a piece. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count remains 0-2. Lazy fly ball to his counterpart in center field. Lukelich makes the catch, 2 away. So next up is the second baseman, Ben Zobrist, popped out in the first. He's 7 for 15 in this 4-game series at Yankee Stadium. 7 for 15. My goodness. Takes a strike. However, career-wise, Bumgarner versus Zobrist, 2 for 18. Bet you thought I wasn't going to show. The Outlander always shows. Good to see you, Mr. Outlander. In foul territory, Don Mattingly makes the catch of the pop-up to retire the side. So we go 2.5 here at Yankee Stadium. Still no score. Welcome, Mr. Outlander. Those of you that are unaware, if you're watching this on YouTube, the Outlander Show is another channel that you should definitely check out. A lot of interesting stuff over there. A little bit of Madden football, a little bit of a game called Vigor. It basically looks like a third-person shooter. A lot of fun. So leading off here in the bottom of the third is Matthew Saps. He swings at the first pitch, skies at the center, long run for Damon, but 1 pitch, 1 away for the Bronx Knights. So we've seen this already. The American League West standings. Bronx Knights lead the division. Texas Rangers are in second place, 14 games back. So next up is Francisco Lindor. He's a part-time player here in this fictional universe. Giving a day off to Matt Termini at third base. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Catfish. Well, I appreciate everything that you do as well. Fouled off, strike 1 on Lindor. Pitches outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pops it upstairs behind home plate, third base side. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seems like Catfish has brought his... just misses the outside corner. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seems like he's brought his A game out of the bullpen today. Checks his swing. Count goes full, 3-2. Roberto Perez, the backup catcher, is on deck. And that ball is high. It is far, but it is also foul. So we will do the 3-2 pitch again. See what happens. Low, ball 4. So with 1 out, the Knights have a base runner. Francisco walks. Next up is the backup catcher, Roberto Perez, hitting only a .198, 1 homer, 12 RBIs, giving a day off to Anthony Mello. Swings and misses at the high breaking ball, strike one. Chase the pitch out of the zone. Fouls off the low fastball, and quickly the count is 0-2. And honestly, Perez looks lost. Line drive almost takes Catfish's head off. Into center field, it is a single for Roberto Perez. And there's suddenly runners at first and second, and only one away here in the bottom of the third. Come on, show us that replay. Oof. Come on, show it up the middle. So, leadoff man Max Lukulich is up for his second plate appearance. Flew out in the first. He's also 7 for 15. Pitches low, ball one. Had no idea that he had 7 hits in this 4-game series. It's pretty impressive. Slider tries to backdoor him, but according to the home plate umpire, he missed. The count is 2 balls and no strikes. That one is on the corner, 2-1. Lindor leads off second. Perez leads off first. Grounder to the second baseman. Spins, throws to second for the force, and that's all he's going to get. So it's a fielder's choice out at second. Runners will be at first and third with 2 away. Can I get the inning and scores driving home? Yes, you can. So it is. There is no score here in the Bronx. It's the bottom of the third here in the Bronx. Don Mattingly fouls off the first pitch for strike one. So no score here in classic Yankee Stadium. Runners at first and third and 2 away. But that's a line drive up the middle. Dive knocks the ball down. The shortstop cannot make the play. It's an infield single for Don Mattingly, and the run scores. It's a 2-out hit, and the Bronx Knights now lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Nice attempt by Ernie Banks, the shortstop. Got his body on the ball, but just could not come up with it cleanly. Next up is Chris Ramos. Runners at first and second, and 2 away still. He's 0 for 1. Fouls it back, out of play, strike one. Ramos is hitting .354. He has 58 homers and 150 RBIs. He is obviously the front runner for the American League's most valuable player. Catfish Hunter misses outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So we have Lukulich leading off second and Mattingly leading off first. Slider misses outside. The count to Ramos is 2 balls and 1 strike. And it's a slow nubbed roller. Pudge jumps out of his crouch, throws to first just in time to get the out. However, Mattingly's infield RBI single gets them on the board, and at the end of 3 innings of play, it's the Bronx Knights 1. Texas Rangers, 0. Leading off here in the top of the 4th, Ernie Banks steps up to the plate. He grounded out in the first. Madison Bumgarner, left-handed pitcher, sets and delivers. In there at the knees, strike one. Ernie Banks won the Silver Slugger Award last season for the shortstops in the American League. Top hitting shortstop. That's a line drive towards the left center field gap, and it will be in there, cut off by O'Rourke. Big turn at first, and he will hold. So it's a leadoff single for Ernie Banks here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the replay. Smashed it over the head of Salazar at short, and it looked like it was going to head for the gap, but nice range over there by O'Rourke in left. So Jorge Soler struck out in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. He steps up to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike one. Soler is hitting .260. He has 26 homers on the season. And that's a line drive caught by Lindor at third base. Nice reaction play at third. My goodness.
Number 33.
Here's the replay.
Murray.
That ball was easily hit over 100 miles an hour. He just snagged it. So, with one out here in the top of the fourth, up steps the switch hitter Eddie Murray, hitting from the right side. And it's a hit and run. Base hit to right field, but fortunately for the Bronx Knights, he's only able to get to second. So it's a single, and runners are at first and second with one away now. For Pudge Rodriguez, who singled in the second himself, he's 1 for 1. So 2 runners on, 1 away. And here comes the pitch from Madison Bumgarner. Line drive down the right field line, check that. It is a foul ball. Strike 1. Breaking ball at the knees. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Ivan Rodriguez is hitting .331 with runners in scoring position, and that's the situation he's in right now with the runner staring at him from second base. Fastball outside, count is 1 and 2. And that's a deep drive. It is gone. A 3-run home run for Pudge Rodriguez, number 22 on the season. And just like that, it's a 3-1 advantage for the Texas Rangers here in the top of the 4th inning. And that'll quiet the stadium crowd temporarily. Let's look at the replay. He pulled it down the left field line, right over that 318 sign. Oh. So next up is the DH, Michael Toglia. He singled in the second. He's 1 for 1. Only 1 out still here in the 4th. At the knees, strike 1. And that's a deep drive to right center field. Back goes Luklich, the center fielder on the track, looking up, makes the catch right in front of the 385-foot sign for out number 2. Nice running play. So we have the pitch speed comparison by Topps playing cards. Madison Bumgarner is winning that matchup, 96 miles an hour to 93, but in the important matchup, he's now losing 3-1. So with 2 away, up steps the left fielder Minnie Minoso, who's 0 for 1. In there, strike 1. Minoso's 5 for his last 13. That's a 385 clip. Cut fastball in there, strike 2. And it is a lazy pop-up down the right field line. It will fall in front of Loru Cicero, and the inning will continue. It's a 2-out single for Minoso. And Bumgarner looks rattled. That hit gives Minoso an 18-game hitting streak. That's a hitting streak. So next up is the number 9 hitter, Joe Rizzo. 2 for 13 in this series, this 4-game series. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded out in the 3rd. Pulls the fastball foul, strike 1. Left-handed batter against the lefty Madison Bumgarner. And he skies it the other way to left. O'Rourke is there, he makes the catch, and the side is retired. But Ivan Rodriguez hits a 3-run home run. And after 3.5 innings of play, it's the Rangers 3, the Knights 1. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Up steps Michael O'Rourke. He flew out in the second, he's 0 for 1. Pitch from Catfish Hunters outside, ball 1. Checks his swing, pitches inside, count is 2 balls and no strikes on O'Rourke. And it is a 2-hopper to Ernie Banks at short, high throw, but in time, 1 away. Next up is Jacob Salazar. He's 7 for 14 with 5 doubles in this series. Today he's 0 for 1, however. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitches outside, ball 1. Ground ball up the middle and through. It is a 1-out single for Salazar. He's 1 for 2. Catfish put his glove down, almost got his glove on it, but hits leaders in the American League. Dante Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays leads the American League with 203 hits. Chris Ramos, Don Mattingly, and Jacob Salazar are in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. So next up is Benny Lo Cicero, the right fielder. He's 0 for 1. Runner at first, 1 away. At the knees, strike 1. Benny is 0 for 9 in this series. Quick throw to first. Salazar's back. Count is 0-1 on Lo Cicero. Left-handed hitter. Late on the fastball, count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Benny has 121 RBIs on the season. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's a line drive base hit through the right side. And again, there are 2 runners on and 1 out for the Bronx Knights. No, wait! Jacob Salazar is so aggressive on the base paths. He went from 1st to 3rd on that hit to right. Sliding play at 3rd. The throw from the right fielder Soler was not in time. So it's 1st and 3rd for Matthew Saps, who flew out in the 3rd. He's less than 2 outs. He's at 3rd base. Fouls off the slider. Back behind home plate. Strike 1. Matthew Saps has 30 homers and 100 RBIs on the season. He is the designated hitter. His natural position is 2nd base. Pitch is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's hitting .324 with runners in scoring position. Salazar leads off 3rd. Pitch is outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. And Lo Cicero leads off 1st. Line drive hits the pitcher, bounces to the shortstop, down the back. So it's a fielder's choice. It nailed, the pitcher nailed Catfish Hunter, ricocheted off of him. Catfish Hunter has both hands on his back trying to work through some stiffness. The trainer believes that the injury is such that a few days of rest will make him as good as new. However, Hunter will need to be removed from this game. So the ball ricocheted off of his midsection, ricocheted to the shortstop, Ernie Banks, who then threw behind his back for the force at 2nd. In comes Ronaldo Lopez, the injury replacement, who's 12-3 with a 5.21 earned run average. So it's 3-2. So basically it's an RBI ground out for Matthew Saps, RBI number 101. Runner at first, 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. And he hits a hard line drive that curls into the right field seats, a foul ball. So it's a 1-run ball game. Texas leads 3-2. Francisco Lindor steps up to the plate. Its count is 0-1. Pitch is high. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Francisco. Jams him high and tight. Count is 1-2. And it's a lazy fly ball the other way to left. Minoso sizes it up, makes the catch, and retires the side. But they do get a run on the RBI ground out by Matthew Saps. And after 4 innings of baseball here in Classic Yankee Stadium, it's Texas leading 3-2. So we'll go to the top of the 5th. Up steps the leadoff man for the Rangers, Johnny Damon, making his 3rd plate appearance. He is 0 for 2. Bumgarner is still out there. In there, strike 1, 93 on the radar gun. In this fictional universe, Johnny Damon has over 3,600 hits in 22+ seasons. Checks his swing. Cut fastballs outside. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Out in front of the changeup, and there's one away here in the 5th. That's Bumgarner's second strikeout of the game. Here's the replay. That ball disappeared low. That was not a strike. He chased it. So if the Texas Rangers win this ball game, they will have won 3 out of 4 on the road in September against their division rival. So it'll certainly be a statement heading into the playoffs. First pitch to Ben Zobrist is a strike. He's 0 for 2 today. Curveball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike on Zobrist, the switch hitter batting from the right side. Ground ball up the middle and through it. It's a 1-out single for Zobrist. Madison Bumgarner's 4 1/3 innings pitch. He's already given up 7 hits and 3 earned runs. So next up is the dangerous Ernie Banks. Singled in the first. He's 5 for 15 in the series with 2 home runs. Runner at first, 1 away. Here in the 5th. Ground ball to Salazar. Over to second for 1. Back to first. It's a 6-4-3 double play. Side is retired. So 4.5 gone by. It's a 3-2 lead for the Texas Rangers. So we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Rangers bullpen is active. Up steps the catcher, Ronaldo Lopez. No, I'm sorry, check that. Roberto Perez. Ronaldo Lopez is the pitcher. Roberto Perez is the catcher who's up at the plate. He's got a hit today. Swing and a miss at the slider, strike 1. And that's a line drive, but hangs up there and left for Minoso. Hit it right on the nose, but right at Minoso and left for the first out.
Now batting, number 39.
So the leadoff man, Max Lukulich, steps up. He is 0 for 2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch is outside from Lopez. Ball 1. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 96 on the radar gun. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Just blew it by Lukulich. And he fouls off that high fastball. Count is 1 and 2. He just keeps going up the ladder with the pitches. Outside, 2 and 2. Low and inside, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball at the knees. Just blew it past him, and there's 2 away. Lopez's first strikeout. Here's the replay. Let's see if it was a strike. Yeah, it was a strike. He just missed it. So next up with 2 outs is Don Mattingly. He has an RBI single today. He's 3 for 11 in this series. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, strike 1. It's a 3-2 lead for Texas here in the 5th. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Don Mattingly's hitting .332. Late on the fastball, count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has 23 homers and 97 RBIs. Ground ball through the right side. It is a 2-out single for Mattingly. So, hits leaders on the Knights. Chris Ramos leads the team with 201 hits. Don Mattingly is second with 192. So, speaking of Chris Ramos, he's 0 for 2 today. He's stepping up to the plate with 2 outs in the 5th. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Lopez. And that ball is hit high and deep, and it will go 1 hop to the fence. Runner rounds third and is heading home. The throw from short center field is up the line. It's an RBI double for Chris Ramos. RBI number 151 in the season, and this ball game is tied. It's number 33 on the season. Double number 33 for Chris Ramos. So the game is tied at 3 here in the 5th. 2-out hit. Next up is Michael O'Rourke with Ramos at second in scoring position. O'Rourke is 0 for 6 in this series. Backs him off the plate. Pitch is wild, but it careens back to Pudge. No, he's going to third. Late reaction, and he makes it. At first, Ramos hesitated at second. They're calling it a passed ball on Pudge Rodriguez. Wow. So runner at third and 2 away. Fouls off the high fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael O'Rourke is hitting .313 with runners in scoring position. He's taking a little bit of a nosedive in the second half. And he pops it up, short right field. In comes Minoso, makes the catch to retire the side. But the RBI double by Chris Ramos. At the end of 5, the score is knotted at 3. So we will go to the top of the 6th. And before host Soler steps in, we're going to go to the manager's office in the bullpen, and we're going to warm some people up. Jesse Biddle is going to warm up, and Carlos Estevez is going to warm up, just in case he gets into trouble. So it's the top of the 6th, game tied 3 apiece here at Classic Yankee Stadium. This is game 4 of a 4-game set. First pitch for Soler is pulled down the third base line, strike 1. He grounds it, backhanded by Salazar. Long throw from shortstop, in time, 1 away. Nice play by the shortstop. Sat down in a slide, backhanded it from deep in the hole at short, made that throw. So with 1 away, Eddie Murray, the switch-hitting Hall of Famer, singled today. He's 1 for 2. Eddie Murray played for the Baltimore Orioles in real life. It was a definite Hall of Famer. Pitches low, ball 1. Had 500-plus homers. I believe he had 3,000 hits. Great, great first baseman in the 70s and 80s for the Orioles. And he pulls it foul into the seats. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Changeup is low, 2-1.
I got 2-1 to count.
Swing and a miss, the cut fastball. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes on Murray. Again, batting from the right side, switch hitter against the left-handed Bumgarner. And he's late on the fastball. It slices out of play. And we will do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the top of the 6th. 3-3 ball game here in the Bronx. Slow roller to Salazar. He charges, fires, got him. 2 away. Nice play again by Salazar. So with 2 away, up steps Ivan Rodriguez, who is 2 for 2 today. He's got a homer, a single, and 3 RBIs. He's 6 for 15 in this 4-game series. At the knees with the cut fastball, strike 1. Ivan Rodriguez was a member of the American League's All-Star team this season. I do not know if he was the starter. Slow rollers, busy inning for Salazar. Throws to first, in time, 1-2-3 inning for Madison Bumgarner. And after 5.5, the score is knotted at 3. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Speaking of Salazar, he steps up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Pitch is high from Reynaldo Lopez, ball 1. Fouls off the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Salazar. And that's a line drive, base hit to right. So a leadoff single here for the Knights in the bottom of the 6th. Let's see a replay, come on. Here we go. Boom. Barely no leg kick, one-handed swing, yanks it in front of Soler. So next up is the right fielder, Benny Cicero. He singled in the 4th, he's 1 for 2. Quick throw to first, Salazar's back. Salazar's not your prototypical base stealer, but he does have some speed. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes to Lo Cicero. 3-3 ball game here in the bottom of the sixth. Welcome to Bronx Knights baseball. Fly ball to Johnny Damon in center. He makes the catch for out number 1. Welcome to Bronx Knights baseball. I am Robbin. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. This is a 162 game created franchise. Game number 147 out of 162. Every inning of every game is on YouTube. Matt Saps is up. He's 0 for 2. 1 out, runner at first. Pitch out, but nothing doing. Salazar was not stealing. Speaking of steals, Salazar does have 16 stolen bases on the season. It's pretty good. Slider is high. 2 balls and no strike on Saps. Saps has 30 homers and 101 RBIs. He doesn't have a fixed position on the team. Pitches. No, he called it a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. My goodness. I thought that pitch was low, but it's 2-1. Grounds the fastball foul. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saps, his natural position is second base, but pitch is low. Full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There is a roadblock there named Chris Ramos at second, so he bounces around the infield and plays DH. Low, ball 4, and he walks him. So runners will be at first and second now with 1 away.
Now batting, third baseman.
Lopez throws his hat down. He is not happy with that call. Obviously, he thought it should have been a strike. So Francisco Lindor walked today. He's officially 0 for 1. He's up there with 2 runners on and 1 out. Switch hitter batting from the left side. And that is a deep drive to left, but playable for Minnie Minoso. Just like that, there are 2 away. No advance on the base paths.
The catcher, number 55. Roberto.
So with 2 outs, up steps Roberto Perez. 1 for 2 with a single. It's a big spot here in the 6th. 2 outs in the 6th. Swings through the fastball, strike 1. Salazar is at second. Saps is at first. Grounds it to the first baseman. Murray takes it himself, steps on the bag, and the side is retired. They strand 2. So after 6 innings of baseball, the score is tied at 3. So as we go to the top of the 7th, switch hitter Toglia singled in the 2nd inning. He is 1 for 2. Bumgarner's still out there, but I'm sure he's walking on thin ice. Line drive to right. There is Lo Cicero for out number 1. Hit it right on the nose, but right at the right fielder. So next up is Minoso. 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th. Misses outside, ball 1. That's a drive towards the gap. Racing over is Lukulich. He will not make the catch. He rounds second. He's heading for third. Throw to the cutoff man Salazar. Throw to third. It's not in time. It is a 1-out triple for Minoso. His 4th of the season. And they have a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Runner at third. My goodness, they just could not catch up to it. So next up is the number 9 hitter, Joe Rizzo. He's 2 for 14 in the series. He is 0 for 2 today. Misses inside, and they want to have a mound visit. Manager, mound visit. They want to talk to him. Make sure his head is in the right place. Rizzo is 0 for 2. He can get that runner home without the benefit of the hit, so they want to make sure that everybody knows what they're supposed to do. So, we go back. Ground ball. That was a mental mistake. Salazar threw home instead of looking him back to third, and as a result, did not get the out at first base. So it's runners now at first and third, and only one out here in the top of the seventh for Johnny Damon, who's 0 for 3. That wasn't Bumgarner's fault. In there, strike one. That was... Actually, that was my fault, but let's not get technical. Line drive to right. Tagging is the runner, and he will score. It's an RBI sacrifice fly for Johnny Damon, and the score is now 4-3, Texas. And that's because of the mental mistake in the infield. So next up is Ben Zobrist, switch hitter. He's singled in the fifth. He's 1 for 3. Runner at first and 2 away. In there, strike one. Zobrist versus Bumgarner, 3 for 20. 150 batting average. Grounds to... Oh, he bobbled it. My goodness. So that'll probably be an E6. Yes, it will. And the inning will continue. My goodness. Salazar has had better innings, that's for sure. It's a tale of 2 games. So, next up is Ernie Banks, and we will go to the bullpen. Manager, bullpen. We're going to go to Carlos Estevez. Put him in the game. So, the 50-year-old version of Don Mattingly is the manager of the Bronx Knights. He makes call for the bullpen, the right-hander. Takes the ball from Bumgarner. Bumgarner is responsible for both runners on. It's 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Carlos Estevez makes his 36th appearance out of the bullpen. He's 2-1 with a 3.75 earned run average. He's facing the very dangerous Ernie Banks, who's 1 for 3. Swing and a miss at the 99-mile-an-hour fastball, strike one. Breaking ball inside.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Estevez doesn't think it's inside. You can see from the expression on his face. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. He thought it was strike 2. Swing and a miss at the slider. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just misses with the fastball. 100 miles an hour. Count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 7th. 2 runners on. Texas already has a 4-3 lead. Ground ball. Throws to second for the force to retire the side. Lindor makes the play. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Texas gets a run, and they lead 4-3. Will they win 3 out of 4 in this best of 4? So we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Max Lukelich is 0 for 3, struck out in the 5th inning. Bullpen is active for the Rangers. Lopez is still out there. Outside ball 1. So lefty and a righty, Brett Martin and Archie Bradley are warming up in the Rangers bullpen. Lukelich steps back in. And he lines it, slicing foul into the seats. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Max. Inside, 2-1. That's a hard ground ball to the second baseman. Zobrist fields, fires, got him. 1 away. Next up, before Don Mattingly steps to the plate, the left-hander Daniel Norris takes over. This is his 44th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 1-3. With a 5.10 earned run average. Lefty pitcher versus lefty hitter. Donnie is 2 for 3 today with an RBI. High strike, but strike nonetheless. Count is 0-1. Checks his swing. Slider is off the plate. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a 4-3 ball game. Texas leads. Slider misses, 2-1. Outside with the fastball, hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Chris Ramos is on deck. And he slaps it to center. Easy play for Damon, and there are 2 away. So, here in the bottom of the 7th, there are 2 outs, and up steps Chris Ramos. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. He has 3 homers in this series. Switch hitter turns around and bats from the right side against the lefty Norris. Pitches inside, ball 1. He has 58 homers on the season. Low, ball 2. Is it an unintentional, intentional walk? Let's see. That ball is high. It is far. It is gonzo, and we have a tie ball game on Chris Ramos's 59th home run of this season, this MVP season. And the ball game is tied in the bottom of the 7th at 4. Beast. Oh, yeah. Let's watch the replay, shall we? Boom. Oh. I was afraid it would go foul, but no such luck for the Texas Rangers. And the game is tied at 4. Next up is Michael O'Rourke. 2 right-handers warming in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. He's 0 for 3 in today's game. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. On the corner, strike 2. Let's go to the manager's office in the bullpen. I want to do some strategy in advance. So right-hander. So you know what? Right-hander, switch hitter, right-hander. I'm going to leave the pitcher that I have in right now, and we're going to rock and roll with Carlos Estevez for a little bit. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 4-4 tie here at Classic Yankee Stadium. And that's a deep drive. Back goes Soler. In the corner, makes the catch in foul territory in front of the 314 sign. But not before Chris Ramos hits home run number 59 on the season here in mid-September. At the end of 7, the ball game is knotted at 4. So, speaking of Jorge Soler, he's up now to lead off the top of the 8th. Check that, top of the 8th. He's 0 for 3. Carlos Estevez deals. In there, strike 100 miles an hour. So his career versus Estevez in this fictional universe is pretty good. 6 for 13 with 3 home runs. My goodness. Pulls the fastball foul, strike 2. Well, let's hope it's not 4 by the time this at-bat is over. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He's 6 for 14. And there's 1 away. Let's watch the replay.
Number 33, Eddie Murray.
Estevez said not today. Next up is Eddie Murray. 1 for 3 with a single. He's 6 hits in this series. In there, strike 1. Fouls off this changeup. Count is 0-2 on Murray. Murray, the switch hitter, now moves over to the left side against the righty Estevez. Misses inside and low. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Attendance here at Classic Yankee Stadium, 49,024. Not a sellout. Sellout is in the low 50s, but pretty good for a weekday afternoon. Line drive caught by Mattingly, and there's 2 outs. Nice play by the first baseman. Hit it right on the nose, but good reaction play by the Gold Glover over at first. So Ivan Rodriguez is 2 for 4. He has a homer, single, 3 RBIs. Power versus power. Let's see what happens. In there, strike 1, 98 on the radar gun. And it's a lazy fly ball to center. Luklich makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Estevez. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th. The ball game is tied at 4. Before we do anything, before Michael Kopech takes over and Salazar steps up, manager's office bullpen. Okay, so we're gonna sit Jesse Biddle down. We're going to warm up Dellin Betances, and we're going to put Dellin Betances in to pitch the top of the 9th. Unless they take the lead, in which case the closer will. Outside fastball, strike 1 to Salazar. Salazar's 2 for 3. He's had a good game. Had a good series. And that's a deep drive to center, actually not as deep as he would have liked. Damon makes the catch, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now batter, number 38.
Next up is Benny Lo Cicero. He's 1 for 11, but that one was today. He had a single in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3. Swing and a miss at the high fastball, strike 1. This Michael Kopech deals heat. Swing and a miss at the high fastball again. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Lo Cicero. Can't stop swinging at that high heat. Inside slider, count is 1 and 2. Lefty Brett Martin and righty Seth Lugo warming in the Rangers bullpen in this tie ball game. Outside, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouls off the 2-seamer. Count remains 2 and 2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Base is empty. Full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Saps is on deck. Jams him inside, out of play. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And that is a deep drive to left, but Minoso has it measured. Running catch into the gap, 2 away. Nice play by Minoso. Made it look easy. So next up with 2 outs is Matt Saps. He's 0 for 2 today. Does have an RBI on a ground out. And he does have a walk. Batting from the right side against the righty Kopech. And that's a deep drive. Back goes Minoso at the track. On the track, back to the fence. He makes the catch to retire the side. So we'll go to the top of the 9th, and this ball game is still tied at 4. Do I want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. So to hold the lead, to hold the tie, is Dellin Betances, the setup man. He's 2 and 3. He's a 2.86 earned run average. He has 82 strikeouts in just under 57 innings pitched. He has had a great season by any measure. He will face in the top of the 9th Michael Toglia to lead off, who's 7 for 16 in the series. He has a single today. He's 1 for 3. Pitch is low. Ball 1. Breaking ball is low. Count is quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Not a good way to start. In there, strike 1. Count is 2 and 1. And it's a flare over the head of the third baseman. It'll be a leadoff single for the Texas Rangers. Toglia is at first. Nobody out. Just an excuse me swing over the head of Francisco Lindor. Bloop into left field for a hit. So next up is Minnie Minoso. He's 2 for 3 with a single and a triple. The average is at an even 300. Tries to bunt. Fouls off the bunt. Strike 1. And he bunts. Throws to second. Is in time. They get the lead runner, so there's 1 out. And they exchange runners. Now Minoso's at first. Nice play by the pitcher. Threw a dart to second base. So next up is Joe Rizzo. Left-handed hitter, 0 for 3 today. Runner at first and 1 away. He's going. Quick throw down to second is in time. Nice throw by Roberto Perez from his knees. And Minoso is thrown out at second. So the bases are empty with 2 outs. Nice tag by Salazar on the money. So what was looking like a scary inning suddenly is 2 outs and nobody on base. And it's a slow roller to second. Ramos takes care of it. Side is retired. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 4. Francisco Lindor is 0 for 2. He walked. He scored a run. Before we do... No, I can't do it yet because it's locked off. Kopech is still out there. Sliders outside, ball 1. Manager's office, bullpen. John Smoltz. I'm going to warm him up, and John Smoltz is scheduled to come into the game to pitch the 10th if there is a need for one. But I plan to win this game right here and right now. Hard ground ball right at Murray. Nice play. Picked that scalding play. Took it over to first himself. Quickly, there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. So next up is Roberto Perez, who has a single, but we're going to pinch hit for Perez with... who do I want to pinch hit with? Let's pinch hit with Matt Termini. Yeah, Matt Termini. So pinch hitting for Roberto Perez is Matt Termini. He's hitting .324 on the season, 11 homers, 75 RBIs. And first pitch, he wraps foul down the left field line, strike 1. That's a deep drive. It's got a chance to go into the gap. Long run for the fielder over his head. It bounces into the bullpen for a ground rule double. He might have gone to third. He had to go back to second. Deep drive into the Death Valley here at Classic Yankee Stadium for Termini. And there's now a runner at second base. Is the winning run here in the bottom of the 9th with only 1 out. Next up is Max Lukelich, who is 7 for 18 in this series, but he's 0 for 4 today. Needs to get that runner over here in the bottom of the 9th. Single will win this ball game. Pitches outside, ball 1. And it's a line drive. Line drive right to Soler, who makes the catch for the 2nd out. Hit it on the nose, but right at the right fielder. So with 2 away, up will step Don Mattingly. He's 2 for 4 with 2 singles and an RBI. A single could win this ball game. Termini does have speed. So will he get the walk-off hit? Let's see. And that might be it. That ball is walk-off hit. And this ball game is over. Don Mattingly has an RBI single to walk off and win this game 5-4. The Bronx Knights are now 96 and 51 on the season. They've split this 2-game series. They split this 4-game series, 2 games apiece against Texas in dramatic fashion. Don Mattingly, his 3rd hit and his 2nd RBI of the game, and if I'm not mistaken, that's RBI number 98 on the season for him, as Termini basically walks home. So, the final. Player of the game is Chris Ramos. I don't know how, but I guess he's the player of the game. I guess because he had a, I don't know, home run. Well, in any event. So the Bronx Knights, 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Texas Rangers, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Dellin Betances gets the win. Michael Kopech gets the loss. And like you saw before, Chris Ramos got the player of the game honors. However, the most important thing about this is that we are that much closer to the playoffs. It's game number 147, down out of 162. Looking forward to the playoffs. Looking forward to try to get to the World Series. This is Bronx Knights Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Every single game is on YouTube. All 147, as this entire season I plan to have on YouTube. No skipped innings, no simulated games. They're all there. 162 created franchise, the Bronx Knights. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Have a great night.